guys, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Eternity, the trilogy. So we're starting on this screen because, fun fact, this game came out in 2014, 2019, kind of between there. And I just got an update for it. So, fun fact, games this old are getting updates. Oh, good lord. I suppose we were here, but if I'm wrong, whoopsie. February 23rd, 9:34 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 2. How'd the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Frankly, there's still a lot of gray areas. Or rather, the whole thing is one big gray area. Don't worry about me. No matter what the outcome, I'm ready to accept my fate. I believe in you, sis. Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yes? A defense attorney should never believe their client. Rude. The defendant is called to trial because they're suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. Miss Guy, you remind me a lot of Mia. There's one decisive difference between you and her. And that is, you're not a defense attorney. I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright. If I didn't believe in any of my clients, why would I be a defense attorney in the first place? My first trial without a Fae helping me. No one's gonna bail me out this time. Did they, though? You should have lost it if you can't flip over a receipt. I'm sorry. I'll be alone in there. So I have to discover the truth all by myself. Except for with Emma. You have Emma. Let's do it, Mr. 8. I'll be with you the whole way. See, you have someone. You won't be alone. Also, if the camera gets switched for a second, that's because I made a mistake. The court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth. Oh my gosh. How many times am I going to see this? It's been 2 months, but I haven't been in a courtroom since this trial. Which I'm very surprised that you've been able to keep your place. I hope the personal feelings will not be a part of proceedings today, Mr. Wright. I will choose the path that I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot. Good lord. Wow. He's much more forceful in person. I suddenly feel like confessing everything. However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. Rude. There's a witness to her crime. A professional witness. Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. Prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Starr, to the stand. The Catholic Queen? Ugh. Hello. What's on your necklace? Or your choker, I guess. Haven't I seen you somewhere? You ordered the caviar lunch, right? Ho, caviar. Never eaten caviar before. Judge is really wolfing it down. And for you, I have the Fiesta Bowl. Thanks. Will the witness state her name and profession? And you, sir. Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox? It's too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please. Well, Your Honor, how does it taste? So this is why everyone cares about caviar. It's so tasty it hurts. Well, I think that's how it works. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like? I don't know. Name, profession, now. Me, the name is Angel Starr. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us. The prosecution will wait. Not finished eating. Hurry it up. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime. Your Honor, as Miss Edgeworth has said to the court, I'm a professional. What exactly does that mean? Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Starr was a special investigator with the police. She was a first-rate homicide detective. What? Miss Starr was a detective? Uh-huh. Now I know who you are. Cough up. Cough up, Queen Angel Starr, Your Honor. Long time no see. Very well. You may continue with the description, Mr. Starr. Just who is this lady? I don't know. If I may have the court's attention over here. The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block is for the prosecutor's office personnel. Why can I not say that word? B block is for visitors and clients. A chain divider separates the 2 blocks. I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up the prosecutor's space, yes? Angel, the crime took place by a car in the back of A block in the car's trunk. Killer stabbed the victim with this knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness, and an arrest was made on the spot. And who was this valiant witness? Why, it was me, Your Honor. Parking lot floor plans added to the court record. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime? Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor. Seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Well, Mr. Wright, I can't agree on principle, Your Honor. It seems that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining? If you can, then give them your worst, Miss Starr. Wait, are they talking about me? Phoenix, really? Somehow, I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend when I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. I really need to look at my evidence. Bringing a lunchbox to your boyfriend. How touching. As you can see, there's no room for doubt. Key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife, which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman. Wow, we're making jokes now. So, how does it feel to be so utterly crushed? I'm still thinking about that. It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. Thought it was Tiz, but maybe it's. Nope. This is used later. I'm gonna hopefully not sneeze. No prints. Record. Work of art. One knife wound, died within an hour and a half. $518. Okay. Where? This boyfriend. He's the detective? Not that boyfriend. The security guard. That boyfriend. You have several? Yes, this boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join? The yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants. I'll stick with lunches, thanks. Note to self. Judge has to think before applying. The security guard room is it's in A block. It's up on the 2nd level, so you can see everything from there. That would be the room with the security sign. So, Lane, did you bring your lunch boxes by the car? Since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B block. So she was in B block when she witnessed the crime. Oops! I didn't mean to press. You sensed something, so you're saying you had a premonition of the murder. It felt like, how you would say, Oh yes, it was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds. I have no idea what that means. Speaking of a detective's intuition, wasn't the victim Mr. Bruce Goodman also a detective? Yes, well, he was like a young cheese. A young cheese? A pale white cheese, not yet tangy with experience on the streets. A greenhorn. Then it must be a hard yellow and sharp as a tack. Yeah, with the odor of an old cheese to match. In any case, there in the lot I felt something stirring in the back of my mind. I meant to look at my evidence again. Because I wanted to check this, because you can't see that. Where were you? By garage car, you mean Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes. Mr. Edgeworth. Incidentally, with the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's, wasn't it? Indeed it was. What an odd case this is. The person you saw, are you sure it was the defendant? I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I'm certain it was her. She's telling the truth. We're doomed. Let's just do what we can. If we don't have any proof, we can always nitpick. We're dealing with Edgeworth here. I need something more substantial than that. Can you tell us what the suspect was doing when you saw her? Nope. Oh, I'm also on the wrong side. Okay, I know where I'm trying to go. The problem is I don't know how to be there. Also, I'm on the wrong side, so we're gonna flip this. Wahoo. There we go. We'll just press everything and see. Tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying. Well, I'd say that the blade was about 4 inches long. Is that right, Mr. Edgeworth? It is. Your knife, after all. Yes, that's about right. Prosecutors are, by nature, well versed in the location of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg for my egg salad surprise set. You can't testify about her ability to kill an egg. I mean, a person. Perhaps a chicken salad set would have been better metaphor. So the defendant was holding a knife. What then? Tell the court why you didn't try and stop this crime. You did see her raise the knife to strike, no? The defense has a point. Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late. Too late? Yes, the next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon. I see. It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it. You said that before. Anything else? Scientifically speaking, Miss Starr's testimony is flawless. No, it's not. Sounds pretty fiddle to me. What do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty? Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? For some reason, having her panicking next to me makes me calmer. Don't smile like that. How did you know? I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime. Yet their methods are always ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy. The lunch lady's uniformed opinion is duly noted. Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim, killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. Miss Starr, do you have something personal against prosecutors? I feel that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors up there, I'd still be one. Laid off? She was fired. To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I am a pro. As you know, my testimony is unbiased and flawless. Very well, you may continue, Miss Starr. Nope. I know what I'm trying to get, I just don't know how to get there. Yeah, he's in A block on the second floor. Oh, that's not what I wanted to ask. Oh, what? Whoops. Sorry. Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. I'll fry you like a fritter, crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside. That was inspiring. I believe I've heard that tagline elsewhere. You could cry plagiarism. I may be really good at a lowly post of a lunch lady, but my instincts are honed. A photograph? You took this? The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over, and snap, I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunch boxes is rigged with a camera. Suppose that's more than exciting than just hanging it around your neck. Witness, why am I only seeing this photograph now? You'd think I'd show it to you, a prosecutor. Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs. Well, this is most certainly the defendant. Moment of the crime as photographed by Angel Star. Uh-oh, that's unmistakably Lana Sky. So what was the defendant doing at the time? Well, I'd like to look at this photograph more. Check. She's an A. This is through a wire fence. With the car. Where's the knife? No, I didn't mean to press. It's not the moment of the crime, she has a bloody coat and I can't see a person. I mean, it's strange for sure. Here. Okay, that works. And you witnessed this. You saw Miss Sky stab the victim with a knife. As I've already said, yes. I swear it's on my finest salmon swirl lunch. I'm sure that's a very fine lunch. But isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. This is the photograph you took the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is Miss Sky not holding a knife? Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Objection. That had to be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth. Yet it was still stronger than your ever feeble mind, Mr. Wright. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing. And how can you tell that? Because she already has the blood on her coat, Phoenix. Blood spatter? Huh? See the dark crimson stains on the chief prosecutor's coat? But it's a black and white photograph. And yet it's clearly still some kind of liquid. Yes, it is hard to tell, but this could be blood. Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem, except you. Mr. Wright, you can just sit there and take that kind of abuse. Where is he? You got a better idea? Objection. Where is the man? Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed a crime. Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies. That's it. If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Good advice. Not sure I understood it, but good advice. And have time to stop her, Prosecutor Sky was cold calculating, like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder. But premeditated? How do you know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in the photograph. Well, are those gloves? Surgical gloves, made of thin rubber most likely. Why would she have those on? If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves. Wah! Those gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation. Premeditated murder, a serious offense. Witness, add this to your testimony. What if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves, like driving gloves? The gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. They were rubber gloves, the kind used in autopsies. In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, she came to do murder. It's the only possible conclusion one can make. Everything was planned. It was a premeditated crime. Impressive. I'm sorry they took you off the force, Mr. Starr. This is bad. She's got them thinking it was all planned. If she can prove this claim, the trial's already over. I've got to think of a way that to show that this wasn't premeditated. It's only a flesh wound. I know. Edward's car. No, wait. Sorry. No, wait. I meant to present. Gosh. The effect was Edward's knife? Witness, do you know what this is? Are you trying to test me? I sell box lunches for a living, you know. That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk. Indeed, 'tis my knife. What's with this case? Bloody murder weapon, blah 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 blah. The defendant is the chief prosecutor of the district. Mommy, are prosecutors bad people? The defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony. What's that, Vicky? In your testimony, you said that Lana Sky planned this murder. And that's why she was wearing those special gloves. Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning. However, why would she also not prepare the most important thing? The murder weapon? Ugh. This knife just happened to be in the trunk of her car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon. Order, order, order. Great. Now the tide is turning in our favor. Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free. No, she's not. Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is a humble pie. What? I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. Not over such trifling detail. But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. Bah! Prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. Ah. The defendant, Lana Sky, murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing the prosecution need to prove. Nothing else. Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. Suppose you think you're clever now, but you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned. If it wasn't, why would she have been wearing... I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again. Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought. How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated. Really now? Angel's deduction. Lana Sky intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again. Heh heh. The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. Does sound like a lot like premeditation. So if I ordered a pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy? In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness. I mean, kind of has a point. Present. How about the autopsy that says, only step once. You say she stabbed him again and again, but you couldn't have witnessed that. Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my moss surprise. It looks disgusting. I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Mr. What do you mean? I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. Autopsy report states the death was due to a loss of blood from one stabman. Aha! You're right. Good show, Mr. Edgeworth. What a hunk. He's my hero, really. Thanks. What about my objection? No one noticed? Well, witness. You got the crime scene set, right? Actually, kind of looks good. Oh, thanks. I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood, but now I realize that such mistakes are possible. So, you're saying you mistook something for blood? When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast. Splattered blood from the victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice. And tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify. Her red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole scene was. Yeah, and where is that muffler? I had a feeling that it wasn't there. Oh, hi, mister. The one is clearly not suited for detective work. What? The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. You've proved it yourself with this photograph. Huh? But that can't be. Only a professional lunch lady would be so utterly clueless. Congratulations, perhaps you finally found your true calling in life. Harsh words, but good. In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails. What was my objection? Chopped liver? But it was there. A scarf. No, not that. But something red. Really. Well now, where will we? Witness has given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business. What? Very well, witness. Continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that. Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least. Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony. The most important part? That was thoughts in my head. The part where your sister stabs the victim. Next testimony might just be the moment of truth. Apprehending the suspect. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. Ah, yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Chief Prosecutor managed to escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile. Quite determined about the scarf, aren't you? I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star. Was a very good metaphor. First of all, cobra's a kind of snake. Don't bother me with details unless you want to get bitten. No thanks. Note to self, Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites. I feel like most of us are. Chief Prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. An oil drum? Hard to imagine. Oh, she's beautiful but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Rawr. Very well, Mr. Wright. You'll cross-examine if you will. Okay, how much of that is actually in there? So where is this partition on the floor plans? I'm sure she means the wall next to the car. That's right. There's a wall there, about 6 feet high. She was obviously trying to hide herself. Quite a natural thing for a criminal to do. What'd you do then? You say it quickly. You're close to the suspect? As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time. Trust her. I'd like to see this on the floor plans, just to be safe. Looks like the car was there. She was a visitor, though she had parked in B block. So you can witness the murder from here. I'll make about 30 feet from the car, yes. Is that correct, Miss Starr? Yes, that's right. But there was a chain link fence in front of you? I went over it, of course. Amazing. Golf queen, lunchland, athlete, indeed. It would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence, so she couldn't have gotten to my sister that fast. Yeah, the fence was about 9 feet high, too. So how did Miss Starr not get away? Or Miss someone not get away? Nope. I'm gonna lose this thing and have to redo it. Jeez. She mentioned the muffler. What exactly did she say? If I remember exactly, I would have told you in my testimony. Cheeky. Anyway, all I heard her say was the word muffler. Just that one word. So what did you hear? What you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but someone else. Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone. Her phone? She can't mean. By phone, do you mean the cell phone discovered at the crime scene? Yes, ultimately. Ultimately? My memory... It's like a salmon headed upstream, you see. No, the court does not see, Miss Starr. Chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall. On the wall? That's right. That's right. Near the car, there was an emergency phone on the wall. Apparently, it was out of order, and so she used her cell phone. Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day. Good witnessing, witness. Good witnessing? Whatever happened to good testifying? You should, of course, add this to your testimony. The things I do to please the rookie defender. Do you think you could restate your testimony? I'll only say this one time, so listen close, rookie. The chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the partition. Then she picked up the emergency phone on the wall, but it was out of order. So she pulled her own cell phone from the pocket. You can't see that. And during that time, you think you climbed up the chain link fence. That's when I boldly grabbed her arm. Chief prosecutor hung up her phone. You saw her doing this? What is it, Mr. Wright? Please work. Please don't make me have to do this again. Cool, thanks. Mister, I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lana Sky. The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias. Well, who would have thought you would be my knight in shining armor, Mr. Prosecutor? You, who, together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago. Well, mister, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this? I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me, and I'll make you cough it all up. Let's look at the 4 points. You said you witnessed the crime from this point. However, if that's true, you couldn't have possibly seen Miss Sky making that phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at. That emergency phone was on the back side of this partition. If indeed you were in B block, you couldn't have seen it. What? Order. What is the meaning of this? It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch, she's coughing up lies. Gah. That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question. Tell us exactly what lie this witness could have told the court. Here's where the counterattack begins. Can't afford to get this wrong. The witness lied about where she saw it. Miss Guy tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing. Therefore, it would be pointless for Miss Starr to lie about it. Pointless to lie, I see. But say the witness did actually see Miss Guy using the emergency phone. It would mean Miss Starr witnessed the crime from a different location. A different location. Now that's a pointless lie if I've ever heard one. Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it. Let me ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime? All the testimony we've heard until now points in one direction. Here. She was in the security room with her boyfriend. This is the only place where she could have been. Security guard room? Indeed, the security room is in the underground parking lot. It's well positioned. It's built on the 2nd floor so you can see the entire lot. She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There are many other places where she could have seen the phone. Nope. Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness, not being a part of the prosecutor's office, couldn't park in A block. The only place where she could have seen the crime and the back of the partition is here. I remember in your testimony you said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend at the security guard room, yes? Well, Miss Starr? How many years have I been getting the better of men? To think that the tables could have turned. Today a man has gotten the better of Angel Starr. Order, witness, what have you done? You used to be a detective, you should know better. I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished. And I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails. The guilty? She's talking about Miss Sky. Mr. Wright, doesn't this strike you as odd? Why did Miss Starr lie? It doesn't make sense. Huh? She could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything. Exactly. This photograph tells all. There's a defendant who stabbed the victim. How did she take the picture from there? She was in that. The truth still stands. It still stands? I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. But what? If a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason. So tell us, what was her reason? What her reason was, Mr. Wright? Huh? Me? Who else? Mr. Wright, let's review what we know. Miss Starr witnessed the crime from the security guard station. But she lied and said she saw it from B block. Must make a vital difference. Distance? It changes the distance between her and the scene of the crime. My condolences, Mr. Wright, but one look at the floor plan and it's quite clear. The distance between the crime scene and guard station is 30 feet. I don't see how that would change what she could see. What she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Miss Starr, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Sky? Well, witness, you. Yes? You order the squid wheels, right? Quality of my lunches has gone from low to inedible. I was bringing a PB&J lunch with my fresh bosamberry jam to my boyfriend. Bosamberry for the boyfriend. He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed a crime from the glass-walled station. Ew. And before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene, but the door was locked. I couldn't open it. Oh, good lord. Well, that's where she took the picture. That's why I had to go through the visitors parking and B block. It's quite a detour. Yes, it is. It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime. 5 minutes? Changes things considerably. But it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have the photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear it's on my finest plastic spork. You have a point. A spork is a wonderful invention. Would you like another caviar lunch? Absolutely. Uh-oh. Mr. Wright, you have to do something. Do I have any evidence to stop this? Do I? I guess I might. 5 minutes between the witnessing of the murder and the arrest. Think about it. You could have made pasta in that amount of time if you like it al dente. I've got a lunchbox as that Thai pasta and knots, rookie. A 5-minute blank. Isn't that strange? Strange. Wow. If you were a criminal, what did you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor? Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Hey, don't get the wrong idea. I didn't kill anybody. But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run, but this time was different. Miss Guy dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable. Yeah. She keeps throwing lunches. Well then, seems we come to the end of the testimony. Witness has a grudge against the defendant in a blanket of testimony. Miss Edgeworth, is the next witness ready to go? Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history. We did it. We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright. That was too close. Yeah, it was. Afraid that the Coffee Queen has been dethroned. And with that, the court is adjourned. What? Mr. Edgeworth, hey, you ordered the squid wheels, right? That's the one she tried to foist on me. I prefer not to take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say? I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence. What was that? Is this another one of her trick lunchboxes? My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Starr. Is this your jumbo lunchbox? Woohoo! A triple decker. Out of defiance to the witness's determination, I'll allow one more testimony. Let's hear about this decisive evidence. Like the lunch lane motto says, you won't be disappointed. Where's she gonna pull out her lunchbox this time? I barely have anything, man. I don't want to do this all again. I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found on this shoe. One, of course, was the victim's. The other blood type matched the one of the defendant, Miss Lana Skye. The shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence. What? There's blood found on the shoe. Try lunch then, for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs. Ha! Witness, what's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence? Simple, as I've already said. I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself. And you've had the blood test performed. Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics. No, you don't. You have 1. In any case, Yana, I can't accept this as evidence. What? You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth sure is celebrating. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, the shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Is that right, Mr. Wright? Seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen. You could at least study some evidence law. Really? Prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, it appears that the evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems you have yet another. Anything to ensure the guilty are properly judged. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. I need to check the shoe. This blood, it's my sister's, right? Appears so. Hand was bandaged when I saw her in jail. She must have cut herself at seeing the crime. Poor sis. Nice. Ah, there's blood here too. No solo shoe? It's gotta be the victim's. Must have stepped in a puddle of his own blood. Well, it's blood. It's horrible. This blood might be an important clue. Can't let this evidence go without a fight. You ordered the peppered fish guts, right? Ugh. Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Some, like your client, she's in enough hot water to make up a whole vat of soup. Mr. Wright, do you or don't you have a problem with the shoe? Problem? It's critical. Is there a problem with the victim's shoe? I think so. If I'm not imagining things, I'd say there's one critical problem with this evidence. A clear contradiction. That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, rookie. I'd give you peppered fish gut now. But you couldn't take the heat, could you? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is the contradictory? Show us the problem with this evidence. I'm gonna assume it's this. I wonder if you noticed there's blood on the bottom of the shoe. Don't mess with me, rookie, or it'll be the blood on your blood on the bottom of my shoe. Indeed, there's quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe. Makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about the blood on the bottom of the shoe? No blood here. The problem lies in the footprint. The footprint? Note the bottom of the shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange why weren't any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime? Aha! As you can see, there was no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about this shoe. This picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints. Then where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene of the crime and found nothing of the sort. Order, order, order. Well, witness. What? Huh? Great going, Mr. Wright. But it's true that the lack of footprint is a contradiction. But then we have to ask, why wasn't there a footprint? Oh, that's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint. Think, Mr. Wright. Think. Hey, I don't know why it's not there. Just gonna find contradictions. I'm gonna assume that they're gonna play oil drum. What? What? Is he gonna play oil drum? I see. Now I get it. Get what? Oh, witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There's one vital hint to the truth in the testimony. What are you talking about? Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but our efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. Oh, she's a beautiful but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Right. I thought that was a strange thing for a normally cool-headed chief to do. No kidding. Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty? Oh, that, I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth, though apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory. Witness, well, was the oil drum empty? The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. How can... That's super heavy. What, water? What does that mean? Still don't get it, Mr. Wright? I'm surprised you don't. Do you want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason? You don't mean. Yes, the suspect knocked over that oil drum for one reason and one reason only. To erase the bloodstains that would become evidence against her. That has things up quite nicely. Bloodstains left on the victim's shoe tie her clearly to the murder. And after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase all telltale signs. Why, that prosecutor's specialty, erasing evidence. Reminds me, this guy's right hand was hurt. Didn't she say she cut herself when she stabbed him? So that's when my sister's blood got on the shoe? Well, I see no reason to prolong the trial. Now, Mr. Wright, do something, please. What? What can I do? Your sister's confessed the crime, and she tried to conceal it. But... Enough. There's no need for further debate. You have the verdict, Your Honor. Very well. But Angel Star is on the prosecution's side. She could have been lying about the water. This court finds defendant Miss Lana Sky. There we go. Emma? Nope. Little girl, what did you just say? Huh? Me? Did you say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution's side? Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing bloody footprints. Well, I thought you had your fill, but here's demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox. A lunchbox called evidence. But wait, witness, don't tell me you have something else. The time for deliberations is past. Any further comments, and you will be held in contempt of court. Your threats don't scare the queen. Look at this. A photograph. I had it just in case anyone had the gall to suggest. Did we put it in yet? No. That the white shoe didn't belong to the victim. I see no room for error in this evidence. Mr. Wright, wait. Look at the asphalt in this photo. It's wet. That's not what I'm trying to look at. Hey, it's clearly wet. Erasing last trace of doubt from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all. It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning. It seems this is what your sister wanted anyway. I want to know... I'm sorry, Mia. Is it in evidence yet? No? I want to look at this. Right. What or not, don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Get yourself up off the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up. Not until the bitter end. This is the last piece of evidence. Very well. This time I'd like to declare a verdict for real. Thank you. Your Honor, wait. What is it with you people? Can't I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore? Whatever it is, can it wait? No, it can't. Then it'll be too late. Look at this photograph. Last one submitted. Trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration. So, Wright, are you saying there's a problem with the latest piece of evidence? Yeah. I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I've got to go ahead with this. I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. I don't know. He's very clearly dead. Shoes off the ground. Are we saying this? The problem is, in this photograph here. What's this? There's something poking out of Ka's muffler. Wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor. You just said muffler. However, I see no trace of muffler or scarf of any kind in this photograph. A muffler is also a part of on a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system. A pipe. I see. I see. What's this suspicious looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler? So what if there is something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with the case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Sorry, mister, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony. What? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us what you think this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to this case. I think. Miss Starr, recall your testimony for the court. Ah, yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Muffler. Yeah. Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence. Well, it seems we have to suspend the proceedings. Suspend? I found myself wondering about this piece of cloth. If we leave any questions unanswered here, we do disservice to the law. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed? I suppose so. Whew. That was close. But we made it. Only about 10 or 20 minutes later. But we made it, at least for now. This court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime after all. He's still hungry? Was that said by the judge? To be continued. Yes. Okay. There are 2 parts to the trial, so we'll do that in the next episode. So, hopefully you all enjoy. Let me know what you think about the voices. I kind of forgot half of them, but that's okay. So, hopefully you all enjoy. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, guys!